Hello everyone, this is Lata Akala. Welcome back with my videos. So previously I used to make videos on the class 11, 12 CBSE biology, and now in these videos from today onwards I am going to make videos on 8th, 9th, 10th biology. Some people requested me to make the videos on this, so for them I am making these videos also. In the meanwhile I am going to make the videos on the class 11 and 12th biology also. So in this video we are going to study about the fundamental unit of the life. We have completed this in the class 11 biology. This is for the class 9 students. So the fundamental unit of the life. What is the fundamental unit of the life? The fundamental unit of the life, or the basic unit of the life, is nothing but the cell. So our body is made up of different cells only. What is the cell is the basic unit of any living organisms. And who first discovered the cell? The person called Robert Hooke. This Robert Hooke first coined the term cell. How he observed the cell? He has taken a cork. The cork is nothing but the bark of the tree is called as a cork. It is a dead cells. Here, if you see the cork, Robert Hooke, he taken the piece of the cork and observed under the microscope. He find that there are several little compartment or box-like structures which resemble like the honeycomb. And this honeycomb, which consists of little compartments, like within the cork also he observed that there are several little compartments. And in the year 1665, he coined the term cells for these boxes. In the Latin language, the cells means little room. There are several little room-like structures were present, right? For that, he called them as the cells. So, he is the first person coined the term cell. Of course, it is a little and less significant, but in the field of biology, the term cell was, till now we are using the name the cell. If you see the history of a cell, who first coined the term cell? The cell was first coined by the person Robert Hooke in the year 1665. For that he has taken, for that he has used primitive microscope. And later, in the year 1674, we have to know that this Robert Hooke observed the cell which is in the form of dead form. Dead cells he observed, not the living cells. Later, in the year 1674, Antony von Leeuwenhoek is a merchant actually, and in his free time he used to observe different kind of samples under the microscope. He has taken some pond water, a drop of pond water, and observed under the microscope. He has seen that there are several living creatures were moving, and first time he observed the free living cells. Living cells were first observed by the Leeuwenhoek, whereas the Robert Hooke he observed the dead cells. So who observed first living cells? And we have to tell Antony von Leeuwenhoek. And in here, this Leeuwenhoek, he used advanced microscope for his observations. And in the year 1830, if we take any cell, there is a nucleus is present, right? This is the cell. It consists of nucleus. Several cell organelles will be present. So the term nucleus was first coined by Robert Brown. And in the year 1839, the person called Purkinje, he coined the term protoplasm. What is a protoplasm? Between the plasma membrane and nucleus, there is a fluid-like substance is present, right? Which we call them as a cytoplasm or protoplasm. The term cytoplasm or protoplasm was first coined by the person Purkinje. He is the person, he coined the term protoplasm. And later, cell theory was proposed by the two biologists. One is the Sladen and another one is the Square. Sladen in the year 1838 and Square in the year 1839. These two persons, they have individually they proposed cell theory. Later, they have discussed their observations. So, cell theory, the first point is, what they have observed is all the plants and animals, they are composed of cells. It may be a plant or animal. What is the basic unit? The cell. Every body is made up of the cells only. And later another cell theory was the cell is the basic unit of the life. These two theories was proposed by these two persons, Claydon and Schwann. What they proposed? All plants and animals composed of the cells only. The basic unit is the cells only. The cell is the basic unit of life. For any life, what is the basic unit? The cell is the basic unit. So these two theories was proposed by Claydon and Schwann. And later another person came called as Robert Virchow in the year 1855. He said that all cells arises from the pre-existing cells. So until then nobody knows that how the cells were formed, how the cells were coming from. He observed the cell division. So what is cell division? One cell divides into two cells. Again these cells divides into two cells. Like that the cells will go on dividing. And nobody knows how these cells were formed, where they are coming from. And this Virchow, he studied the cell division and he said that any cell that arises from a pre-existing cell. So this cell arises from this cell. This cell arises from this cell. That means there is a pre-existing cell is present. From that cell only the new cells were developing. So the cell arises from the pre-existing cell. This was proposed by Virchow. These three will be come under the cell theories. And later the advancement of the science, in the year 1940, electron microscope was invented. So because of the invention of the electron microscope, we are able to study about different kinds of cells. And here in the electron microscope, there is a high resolution and high magnification capacity is present. With that, we can observe any minute form of the cells. So by means of this electron microscope, the scientists, they are able to observe the complex structure of the cell and including the cell organelles. Up to now we are observing only that there is a cell is present, something is present, but we don't know about what is present inside, what are different types of cell organelles, and within inside the cell organelles what is the structure of different cell organelles. We don't know about that. After the invention of the electron microscope, we are able to study about the complex structures of the cells and their cell organelles also. Next, because of the magnifying lens, because of the invention of the magnifying lens, the microscopic world was easily observed. What is a magnifying lens? And within the microscope, we have a magnifying lens will be present that increases the size of object, that magnifies the size of the object. So if we take microorganisms, we are unable to see with our naked eye. But with the help of a microscope, we are able to observe the different kind of microorganism. How it is possible? Because the microscope consists of the magnifying lens that increases the size of the object. So because of that invention of the magnifying lens, we are able to identify the different single cell organisms. They may constitute whole organisms. Within a single cell only, the whole body, whole organism was present. For example, if you take the bacteria, it is a single cell one. If it is the amoeba, it is also a single cell one. Chlamydomonas is a single cell one, and Paramecium. All of them are the single cell ones. So mostly these microorganisms are single cell ones. Some of the microorganisms are present which are multicellular ones. Here these single cell ones are called as unicellular organisms. What is meant by uni? Uni means single. The body is made up of a single cell, hence they are called as unicellular organisms. So what are the examples for the unicellular organisms? Bacteria, amoeba, Chlamydomonas, Paramecium, all these are the unicellular or single cell organisms. Within that single cell only, whole organism was present. And we have a multicellular organisms are also present. That means there are some plants, animals, fungi, human beings, all of them body consists of many cells are present. Multi means many. So uni means single cell, multi means many cells. The body is made up of many cells. Of course, the body is made up of many cells. how the multicellular forms are formed. The cells were a single cell that divides and produces same kind of the cells and produce the multicellular body. If you take the cells they group it together and form a single body and they assume different functions. Examples for these multicellular organisms were fungi, plants, animals, all will come under the multicellular organisms. So the multicellular organisms also starts their life from the single cell only. That single cell divides, produce the different cells of the same kind. And if you take some organisms, they have cells of different kinds. For example, if you take the human body, we have different types of cells, right? We have the muscle cells, we have nerve cells, blood cells are different, the sperm cells are different, ovum cells are different, bone cells, fat cells, different cells were present, right? All of them are not similar, right? Here different types of cells will be present. Here the shape and size of the cell that is specific for their function. According to their function, their shape and size will be present. Some of the cells, if you take some cells, they have the changing shape. For example, if you take the amoeba, this amoeba was go on changing their shape. For example, this is amoeba, right? It has no locomotor organelles. It has a locomotor organelles called as pseudopodia. By means of this pseudopodia or false foot, it was moving. Okay, so during that movement, the shape of that amoeba was changing according to its movement. That means the changing shape is seen in the amoeba. But some of the cells, they have a fixed shape. For example, nerve cell. Nerve cell will not change its shape. Its shape is fixed. And each living cell that has the capacity to perform the basic functions of the life, hence it is called as a basic unit of the life. In multicellular organism, if you see, there is a division of labor. What is meant by division of labor? For example, if you take the human body, for example, our human body is a multicellular body, of course. So how it is made up of? It starts its life with the cell. The cells divides and produce mass of cells, that is called as a tissue is formed. The tissues group it together and form an organ, and different organs, they constitute an organ system, and all these organ systems will be present within our body, right? So what is the basic unit? The cell. We are starting our body with the single cell only. These cells will go on dividing and produces a mass of cells called as tissue. The tissues will be grouped together and form an organ, and organs will group together and form an organ systems, and all these organ system will be constituted within a single body. And here what is happening in the multicellular organisms, different functions were carried out by the different organs, right? That means there is a division of labor or division of work. The work was assigned to the different organs in our body. Different organs are made up of the different cells, right? For example, if you take the human body, we have a heart. The heart, it helps in the pumping of blood to the different functions. The heart's function is only for pumping the blood, right? And it will not involve in the excretion or reproduction or anything. And stomach. The stomach function is to digest our food. And the kidney's function is to excrete the waste materials from the body. Like that, lungs function is for the respiration. Like that, different organs, they were dividing the work. That means the division of labor will be seen in the multicellular organisms. We have studied that multicellular organisms, there is a division of labor. So within the organism's body, there are different types of organelles that divide their work. Like that, in single cell organisms also, there is a division of labor is seen. How they perform this division of labor? If you see a cell, the cell consists of, inside the cell there are several specific components are present. Those components are called as cell organelles. For example, this is the cell. They consist of different types of cell organelles were present. Like There is a nucleus is present, endoplasmic reticulum is present, several Golgi apparatus, mitochondria, lysosomes, and all these were present, right? And all these they constitute the different types of cell organelles. And here these cell organelles, they helps in the division of labor. So each cell organelles, they perform different functions. Like we have studied in multicellular organisms, example in human body, the heart function is to pump the blood, the kidneys function is excretion. Like that, within the cell also different types of cell organelles were present. Some of the organelles, they helps in the making of the new components which are useful for the cell. And at the same time, there are some other organelles which are helpful for the removal of the waste material generated within the cells. That helps full for the cleaning of the cell also. So like that, different types of cell organelles, they divide their functions and they carry out the division of labor. And because of the presence of all these cell organelles only, the cell is able to live. If these cell organelles were absent, the cell is nothing. So because of the presence of all these cell organelles, they constitute the basic unit of the cell. Okay. And here, if you see the different types of the cells, almost all the cells, they have the same type of cell organelles. Of course, there may be some sort of differences in the prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells, and mostly and majorly, almost all the cells, they constitute the similar type of cell organelles. In the next video, we are going to study about what is the cell is made up of. And if you like my video, please like, share and subscribe to my channel Latha Akula Biology Tutorial. Please keep watching.